What is the secret of your success?
30 minutes a day, every day. So if you want to do something, like I mentioned, playing the harmonica. If you want to get good at playing the harmonica, you practice 30 minutes a day, every day. So that, I think that's my secret, and I hope.
Hi, we are Emilian
and Silviana Carter,
the founders of Feel and Grow Rich project and the authors of the upcoming book called Feel and Grow Rich.
It is a great honor to introduce you to James Reiners, author of the book Feeling Good You, The Art of Catching the Exercise High. He represents and helps market the firm Think and Grow Rich. Thank you for because you come here. And
Thank you.
We are honored.
Thank
Would
you.
you like to-
Pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about your background for our audience?
Okay, sure. I currently I live here in Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States. I was born in New York, New York. I grew up in Connecticut, which is kind of like a little suburb outside of New York. I enjoyed going to the boys club as a kid. We had great things like basketball, playing pool, hockey, you name it. We could do it as kids growing up at the boys club. So it was really a great place. My family is basically all around the New York area. So we have a big family. So when I grew up, we used to basically travel to New York City and go through the city on a regular basis just to go see our cousins and everything. My grandparents, basically, they came from Europe in the 1920s, came in to Ellis Island, which is right next to New York City. That's basically when all the immigrants came in. They came through Ellis Island and they were tested. And at that point, they determined whether they would be American citizens. So when I go back to New York, I always go to the Statue of Liberty, and that's where I go. And I'll always I like to take a boat ride, actually get on the ferry and go to the Statue of Liberty. It's actually a really great trip. It's a nice view of the city, and it's a very pleasant boat ride. And quite honestly, when I'm on the boat, I can almost feel and hear my grandparents talking to me, saying, "Hey, this is where we came in. You know, we started from nothing." So yeah, I love the Statue of Liberty. I'm very patriotic. I believe in a country that is of, by, and for the people. So that's a little of my background right there.
Wow, awesome.
What inspired you to write this book, and what can you say about the book?
Okay. It's a great question. Actually, a lot of things inspired me to write the book. For one, I spent about 15 years of my life in a martial arts gym. So it's, I guess, to get specific, it's basically what I was studying was jujitsu. And so I think martial arts, in a way, inspired me to write the book. I think jujitsu taught me to catch the exercise high. I like to say in its purest form. So other things inspired me to write the book. Surfing. I used to surf on the ocean. I actually lived a short time in California right across from Pacific Coast Highway. So I used to run across Pacific Coast Highway with my surfboard and jump in the water. I lived in Florida, so yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that. A couple books inspired me. I had one particular book, Body, Mind, and Sport by John Doolard. He kind of talked to me, or in his book, he talked about your target heart rate and how it can be very beneficial to work out, really at what he called the 50% exertion rate. I think a lot of times people work at 100% exertion rate, and he talked about working out at a 50% exertion rate. So that was very that inspired me in a lot of ways to write the book. I had another book that was called Eat, Stop, Eat. That was a book about fasting. So also just watching people struggle with health and fitness. When I see people struggling, there's a lot to know about health and fitness. I spent years surfing the internet trying to find out how to lose weight and feel great. Just looking at people struggle with health and fitness. And also, we have a problem in this country right now with fentanyl, which is a drug that's coming in to our country, and we have a lot of people dying. And so that kind of inspired me too to write the book, The Art of Catching the Exercise High. So I thought it would be something for the youth of our country.
Yes.
So yeah, that's really what inspired me. Writing the book wasn't really that difficult. I think marketing the book was a big challenge. So
Awesome.
Yes.
And what can you say about your project with Think and Grow Rich?
It's really a great opportunity. It's a book that I read about 10 years ago when I was starting a limousine company, and I needed to raise $50,000 to start the company. And I was reading the book. I followed the principles. I was able to raise $50,000. I ended up saving more than that down the road. But I believe in Think and Grow Rich, the book, and I'm proud to represent the movie. I think the movie's going to help a lot of people. Yeah, I'm still practicing every day the basic steps to Think and Grow Rich.
What are your top 3 priorities in life?
Honestly, the first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to do something for the people. I talked about that a little bit before. I guess that's kind of the root of our country, for the people, by the people. And I just want to do something for the people. And that's one of the reasons I wrote this book, how to look good and feel good with the least amount of effort. So that's my first priority. My second priority, I want to be learning. I always want to be learning, whatever it is. It could be something as simple as learning how to water ski behind a motorboat. I like to get better at things and learn things. I feel that when you're learning things, that it's very satisfying. So that's my second priority. My third priority, heck, I want to make money just like everybody else out there. So I want to make money. I want to teach people to make money. First, I want to make money so I can teach people how to make money. And you know, to be honest with you, I want to make millionaires. If I could make millionaires, to me, that's what leaving a legacy is all about. So that's what I want to do.
Okay,
Awesome.
awesome. I have observed that for everyone it means something different. What does success mean to you?
Okay, success really to me just means reaching your goals. So whatever your goals might be, maybe you want to jump out of an airplane, maybe you want to save $5,000, maybe you just want to travel somewhere, invest in the stock market, to reach your goals. That's what success is to me.
Awesome.
Wonderful. What are the habits that lead to your success?
Okay, well, I guess since I wrote the book, Feeling Good You, the art of catching the exercise high, the first habit that's important to me is exercise. Another habit that I find to be very powerful habit is fasting. Another habit that not too many people really are interested in is actually juggling. I like to juggle. I like to juggle because you can do it inside. And I like to say if I just do like 100 juggles, I'll start feeling pretty good. It kind of gets the blood flowing. So I think it's a great habit to have. Music is another great habit. I encourage people in my book to play the harmonica. I think the harmonica is probably the simplest instrument out there, and to learn how to play Happy Birthday. I think if you pick up the harmonica, you can get a harmonica for $25 and learn to play Happy Birthday. I think you've come a long way. So yeah, those are basically a couple of the habits that I think are, you know, lead to success, or at least help you feel good.
Yes.
Very interesting.
James, who do you admire the most?
Well, that's a great question. From what I've read, very successful people study biographies, and you know, I think there's a lot to be said for history and biographies. So there's a lot of people. It's kind of a tough question. We have a town a little south of us here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's called Lafayette, or LaGrange, Georgia. And in that town, they have a statue of Lafayette. A lot of people really probably haven't heard of Lafayette. His whole name is Marie Joseph Paul Yves Roch Gilbert du Motier Marquis de Lafayette. So it's a pretty big mouthful there. But Lafayette was just an incredible person. He was a nobleman from France, and he basically read about America and the Constitution. He was very inspired by it. He paid for his boat ride all the way from France to America. He met George Washington. Him and George Washington became best of friends. He helped finance the revolution. He bought soldiers' uniforms and ammunition. And he was one of the top generals in the war, and he actually was a significant general at the Battle of Yorktown, which basically was our last battle in the Revolutionary War. So, yeah, with all that being said, to be honest with you, I know you asked me to pick one, but The other person I have to mention is Napoleon Hill. He wrote he wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. He studied over 500 of the richest men in the world in the early 1900s. People like Thomas Edison, the Wright brothers, Henry Ford, and he wrote a book that has produced over 1 million millionaires. So, and I think that's really what America's all about. So, I would say that I admire Napoleon Hill.
Yes, great.
Great.
What keeps you awake at night?
Okay, parties, loud music, barking dogs. So I live in the city, so we get a lot of activity here. But for the most part, I'm a pretty good sleeper. I like the movie The Blues Brothers, and they used to sleep with the trains running right next to their apartment, and I'm kind of the same way. It's a lot loud here in the city, but I can sleep through just about anything.
Great.
Great. James, what would you say to someone at the beginning of the road?
That's kind of easy. I would say get a copy of Think and Grow Rich, grab a pen and underline sentences and take notes in the margins. So
Okay.
Wonderful. What was something that you had to give up to get where you are today?
Well, I would say staying out all night, partying, and going to club anytime. So those were a few of the things I had to give up.
Okay.
Awesome. What is the secret of your success?
One of the secrets to my success is practice 30 minutes a day, every day. So if you want to do something, like I mentioned, playing the harmonica. If you want to get good at playing the harmonica, you practice 30 minutes a day, every day. So I think that's my secret, and I hope just one person listens to me on that, because I think it makes a world of difference.
Yes.
Yes.
What mistakes have you made along the way?
I think the biggest mistake that I think I've made is not having a real direction, and not having clear goals. So that's probably in fact in Think and Grow Rich, he talks about that, Napoleon Hill, and he says that before you go to college, you should have to write out a statement basically defining what you're going to college for, and make it a very clear, attainable goal.
Great. Great.
Yes. If you could write something on a big billboard, let everyone know what you do, what would it be?
Okay. Well, the last line in my book is go now and start feeling good, you. So I would write that on a billboard. Basically I try to teach people how to feel good, as I mentioned in the book, through moderate exercise. According to a Harvard study, your brain at positive performs 31% better than negative, neutral, or stressed. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get people to do, is just get their brain in the positive state. Also, according to Harvard, you perform 37% better while making sales, and they tested doctors, and they found that doctors in the positive state of mind perform 19% better when they're diagnosing people with illnesses. So getting your brain in a positive state is good for your energy. Your energy rises, your creativity rises, and your intelligence rises. So go now and start feeling good, you.
Yes,
Yes.
great. What did you have for breakfast today?
Coffee and water. So
Okay.
yeah, I as I mentioned, I think fasting is one of the most powerful things that you can do, and so breakfast is really goes back to the word break the fast. So yeah, I didn't have anything for breakfast today. So
Great.
Great. When you have a difficult relationship, how do you get over it?
they say most relationships they struggle when there's a lack of money. Lack of money really is kind of the root of breaking a lot of relationships. So if I have a difficult relationship, typically I try to go out and make more money, because that's usually the problem.
How do you take your partner as an ally?
Okay, well, one, I think my partner is very funny. She makes me laugh. She's also an action taker. She gives life 110%. So I've been told that I'm over clubbing, which basically means she's a much better person than I am. So that's a good ally.
Nice,
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes. If you could start all over again, what would you do differently?
I would read Think and Grow Rich and study it every day
Great.
from a very young age.
Yes.
Yes.
How do you push through your worst times?
Basically, I like to talk to myself. I just usually when I'm having a tough time, I start talking to myself, and I'll say things like, come on, let's go. And I put one foot in front of the other. So
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. How do you get rid of daily stress, or what do you do to enjoy it every day?
well, look, I catch the exercise high. It's kind of and what I do. So I do a little exercise some way, whether it's inside or outside.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Awesome. If you would have world's microphone for a few minutes, what would you say to the world?
I would say feel and grow rich.
Yes. Awesome.
But
Amazing.
yeah, and I guess what I mean by that is and I told you guys from the beginning, I love your title. I think you guys have a great
Thank you.
title.
Thank you.
And yeah, and and actually when you're reading Think and Grow Rich, and one of the things that I did is I got into the 6 steps where you actually write out your goal, and you read it twice a day, morning and night. But in the book, Napoleon Hill actually says that this part of the book is the keystone to the whole philosophy. I think he said it was the keystone to the arch of the philosophy. And he also pointed out that while you're reading your statement, that you've got to throw some feeling in there.
Yeah.
So that's why your title makes so much sense, is because when you're reading your statement and your goal is to make money, that you really got to put a lot of feeling into it. So I think that, you know, that's why your title makes so much sense to me. And
Brilliant.
Yes.
yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you.
How did you extend your paradigms, faith, to fulfill your dreams?
You know, for me, to fulfill my dreams, I think, yeah, I follow the 6 steps, like I mentioned. I also like to, I think he talked about in the book, things that kind of get your brain working. He mentioned music. He mentioned he mentioned mastermind.
Mhm.
He mentioned he actually even mentioned alcohol as you know, something. So I like to do things like he didn't mention exercise, which I found interesting, but I like to exercise and feel good before I do the 6 steps Napoleon Hill does. So I'm in a good state of mind. Also, sometimes I like to throw a little music in. So I do things like this to kind of help me along with trying to create my dream.
How can people find you?
Okay, they can go to info@jimringers.com. They can also go to livingthelegacy.com if they're interested in becoming a mentor for Think and Grow Rich. And my phone number is 770-547-9740. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving us this wonderful interview.
oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Thank you.